every deck in this house, or this ship, if you will, or this yacht, gets cleared the minute Salty Tua shows up to a microphone. That's about it. And it's kind of funny now. Because it's taking on a life of its own, which I love. I'll be straight up. When I know about it, because I look at my Twitter feed and people are like, Salty Tua showed up today, Rich.
We get tagged in every
it's kind of funny.
Salty
It's
Tua
like
video.
DP has his I team, right?
Yeah.
And we have our Salty Tua team.
Oh, yeah.
Folks are like, Rich, Salty Tua's just showed up. And I'm like, okay, let me see what's up. And I even told him when I saw him in Germany. And I told him that, I don't know if you know, but I talk about you on my show a lot when you show up at a microphone and, get all salty. Say it with your chest. And Tua goes, yeah, basically, I don't think that's, me. As, by the way, he's holding a small little toy figurine in his hands because it's his kid's, and he travels with it when he's away from his little small child. And he's like, yeah, I don't think Salty's me. And I'm like, boy, do I feel like an idiot. But he points to the end of the table. Ann Noland, the senior director of football communications, is there. Because anytime you're in a broadcast meeting, a member of the team's communication staff is sitting in the meeting. And when it's somebody of Tua's stature, well, the very top of the flow chart sits in that room, certainly when the coach does as well. And Ann's one of the best in the business. And he says, she's the one who tells me what's going on outside because I don't listen to that stuff. I completely block it out. But when it raises to the level of Tua should know about this, she informs him.
Interesting.
Is what he said to me. So I'm like, and afterwards she confirmed to me that she does, in fact, tell him every now and then when we talk about Salty Tua. So, hello, Ann.
What's up, Ann?
Here we go. Because, as you know, we even talked about it yesterday because Mike McDaniel delivered the soundbite of the year, I think, for him, about the narratives. It's a narrative-driven business in which we reside and play in this pool every day. That the Cowboys visiting the Dolphins is the battle of who have you really beaten on the road versus, yeah, but who have you really beaten?
Exactly. With all due respect.
He said, with all due respect, he's already told every single one of his players that if anything other than beating the Cowboys is brought up in a press conference or media session setting, you have the absolute right to tell them to F off.
With all due respect. F off.
Yes.
With all due respect.
Yeah, very good. We have that full drop. Well done.
Look at you, Mike.
Come on, people.
Well, it's my
I
last
think
day.
it's Mitch.
It's his last day of the year. It's Mike's last day of the year.
You're locked in. You're not.
Super Bowl for me.
You're not doing your banking on your phone during segments
their
today.
phone isn't even here.
Oh, you've got okay. Very good. Wow, he's putting his phone away.
All the banking is done.
Yeah, banking's done.
He's seen all the cat videos he needs to see.
Yep.
So that's the whole setup to Tua, I guess, being subjected to the conversation that he's a sum of the parts around him. Just roll the footballs out. And I guess last week he did it without Tyreek, but he had Jalen Waddle going wide open and stuff like that. And that he's not all that because of who's around him. And the sum of his great season is not all that, because just put anybody back there. And he was asked about this narrative, and that's the lead up to today's edition of Salty Tua.
I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
Salty Tua.
At the end of the day, whoever's in there, we all trust that we can get it done with those people. Even when I wasn't in there last year, that was the mindset that those guys had. Okay, Tua's down, we can't do anything about it. Tyreek's down, we can't do anything about it. We got to go out there. We still got to play. Those guys don't care that Tyreek's out. Those guys didn't care that I was out last year. It doesn't matter. We got to go out there and play. And I think that should tell you a lot about the guys that were out there. Everyone wants to make this, like I keep saying it, everyone wants to make this about me, about Tyreek. Like, please keep pushing it to Tyreek. Like, make it about Tyreek. I understand that my platform and who I am in this league as a quarterback makes me, if you want, polarizing, whether I'm the best, whether I'm the worst. Like, I could care less. Like, I don't listen to it. This is my bearer of bad news, and Nolan. I hate to say it. I hate to say that, but that's my bearer of bad news. If anyone has something if anyone has something bad to say about me, but at the end of the day, like, I really don't care. But if she does share it with me, I mean, I keep receipts. We all have a way of how we do things, but like all the narratives about it, I am only good with Tyreek, and that you're right. That is the only time I'm at my best. You're right. I'm only good when Jalen's in. I could care less about it. Like, sure, if Jalen and those guys are not, like, I'm only as good as Raheem Mostert allows me to be. Like, that's what the narrative needs to be, and we're able to win games, and we're able to go where we want to go as a team. I am the worst football player, if that's what you want. Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't. So whatever it is, whatever you need on your show, like, take clips out of what I just said. Do what you need to do. Like that. I'm just here to do my job, and my job is to help our guys win games.
Well done. Gosh.
So he already knows I take clips like that. Yeah. I told him straight to his face.
Yeah.
So. And he mentioned Ann. I'm telling you, that's what he told me.
Ann, right there.
So here's what I have to say about this. First of all, when I told him I like it when you're salty, and he's just like, I don't think I have it in me. That was the most verbose way and sweetest way of following his coach's advice and telling the media anything other than the Cowboys this week, F off, with all due respect. That's what he basically just said. He's too nice. Tua, you're too nice. Just say, yeah, you know what? I stink without all these other guys. I keep receipts. I hear what you're saying. Ann tells me what you're saying. I'll give her a little shout out. But I hear you, and you know what? It feeds me. It feeds me. I go out there, and it feeds me because I'm going to go out there and do the best that I can do because I know that I could look my kids in the face and say, I tried my best. Dad did their best. So you could even work in the niceties in there. Just say it. Just say it with your chest. I hear all you're saying, which he does. He keeps receipts. Where are those receipts? Where are the receipts? Are they as long as the receipts that Robert Saleh said he once upon a time kept about everybody talking about the Jets? Because those receipts, I would tear those up and just throw them out. But long story short.
That's what we got a CBS receipt list.
But we live in an era. We live in an era where we just can't appreciate who we have in front of us. It's the truth. In this media world, last night, our friend who talks from Cheesehead TV, right? Aaron Nagler, right?
Aaron Nagler, yep.
He's a diehard Packer guy, and he talks about the Packers nonstop, and he loves football. Aaron loves ball. And I saw it. I follow him on the X machine, and he retweeted somebody showing footage of Joe Montana making sick throws and saying, give this man today's media landscape, and you'd all stop calling Brady the GOAT. And that's his way of giving Montana flowers. But I responded, or in this media landscape, they'd be like, oh, Joe's just a game manager because anybody could do it with Montana and Clark and Craig, John Taylor. And I know I'm mashing together different eras of Montana dominant quarterback football and
Brent Jones and
Rathman. Or wait for it. The topic bar on the bottom of our media screen would be, who's more important to the Niners dynasty, Walsh or Montana?
Yeah.
As Montana left and Steve Young is there, and can Young really do it? Now, Young felt that. Remember the famed NFL films, Take the Monkey Off My Back? I think it was Gary Plummer who took the monkey off his back after he eviscerated the San Diego Chargers. Stan Humphries and Bobby Ross, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And so Tua's in the wrong age. And instead of everybody sitting here and saying about Tua, we thought your eggs were so damn scrambled that you were nuts to play this year. And in this football world where everybody is on quarterback 2, 3, or in the case of Cleveland, 4, Tua has answered the bell instead of having it rung because he did work on stuff in the non-playing season, and he does have a coach who is scheming his head off, and he does have the weapons, but he's finding them. I mean, the whole business you hear with Purdy, he ain't all that. I hear that every single week because I talk about my boy here. Oh, McCaffrey, he was so wide open. Anybody could throw it to him, and nobody notices Purdy pirouetting out of the pass rush in his face, and instead of panicking like many other young quarterbacks might, or make the wrong decision, he pirouettes out, finds enough time, throws against the grain against his body's grain, and finds McCaffrey. Oh, Debo ran. All he has to do is throw 3 yards, and Debo runs it. Yeah, because he's got a coach who can scheme this stuff open, and he's hitting in his back leg, and he's making the throws. The alternative is he doesn't. And we're all talking about how they blew it with Trey Lance and how Shanahan ain't all that. And Tua's just living in that era. He's the avatar for it, along with Purdy right now. And I understand the narrative. But you have to win. You have to win. And this is a game they have to win. Because if they slip up this week or next, while the Bills eviscerate, to use that phrase again, Easton Stick and Bailey Zappi, as we expect them to, they're showing up in the Dolphins' house in Week 18 with an opportunity to win and become the AFC East champ and send the Dolphins on the road. That is what is at stake, and that is why the coach is saying anything other than the Cowboys, F off. Just Tua can't say that.
It'd be great if he did.
He's just so sweet that's his version of salty, which I love. I love.
With all due respect.
So, yes. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.